Imagine standing at the edge of existence, where 5 mythical rivers separate the world of the living from the realm of the dead. These aren't ordinary waters. They're the sacred rivers of Hades, each flowing with essence more powerful than any mortal force. Today, we're diving deep into one of Greek mythology's most fascinating aspects, the 5 rivers that shape the geography of the underworld and the fate of every soul. In ancient Greek belief, when someone died, their soul had to navigate these mysterious waters to reach their final destination. The Greeks didn't see death as an end, but rather a transition, and these 5 rivers were the pathways through which every soul had to pass. Let's begin with the Acheron, known as the River of Woe. Picture dark waters churning with the grief of countless souls who have passed through its depths. The ancient Greeks believed this was the main entrance to the underworld, where Charon, the infamous ferryman, would wait with his boat. Only those who could pay with a golden coin, traditionally placed in the mouth of the deceased, would be granted passage. Those who couldn't pay were doomed to wander its shores for 100 years. Next flows the Phlegethon, the River of Fire. Unlike any river in our world, its waters burn with eternal flames. This river of liquid fire encircles Tartarus, the deepest and most terrible part of the underworld, where the greatest sinners face their punishment. The ancient Greeks believed its burning waters were used to torture the wicked, with flames that could never be extinguished. Perhaps the most famous is the river Styx, the river of hatred and unbreakable oaths. This is the river by which the gods themselves swear their most solemn vows. Legend tells us that when the goddess Thetis dipped her son Achilles into these waters, he became nearly invulnerable, except for his heel, which never touched the water. The Styx was believed to be so powerful that its waters could even dissolve metal, representing the absolute nature of divine promises. The 4th river, the Cocytus, is known as the River of Lamentation. Its waters echo with the wails and cries of the dead who realize their fate. The Greeks believed this river formed from the tears of those condemned to Tartarus, creating an endless cycle of sorrow. Its banks are said to be lined with weeping willows, their branches trailing in the dark waters below. Finally, we come to the Lethe, the River of Forgetfulness. This might be the most philosophically intriguing of all the rivers. Those who drank from its waters would forget their entire mortal life. Every joy, every sorrow, every memory would be washed away. The Greeks believed this river was crucial for reincarnation, as souls preparing to return to the world of the living would drink from the Lethe to begin their new life with a clean slate. These rivers weren't just geographical features of the underworld. They represented fundamental aspects of the human experience with death. The Acheron embodied the sorrow of separation. The Phlegethon represented divine justice. The Styx stood for the finality of death and the weight of promises. The Cocytus reflected the natural grief of loss, and the Lethe symbolized the possibility of renewal and rebirth. The influence of these 5 rivers extends far beyond ancient Greece. Their names and meanings have permeated literature, art, and popular culture throughout history. Dante referenced them in his Divine Comedy, and countless artists have depicted their mysterious waters. Even today, we use phrases like Stygian darkness to describe something particularly gloomy or impenetrable. Modern psychology has found parallels between these rivers and the stages of grief. The Acheron represents denial and isolation, the Phlegethon anger, the Cocytus bargaining, the Styx depression, and the Lethe acceptance. This shows how deeply the ancient Greeks understood human nature and our relationship with mortality. The rivers also reflect the Greek understanding of justice and cosmic order. They believed that every action had consequences, and these rivers were part of the divine mechanism that ensured fairness in the afterlife. The wealthy couldn't bribe their way to a better fate, and the wicked couldn't escape their punishment. Today, as we face our own questions about mortality and justice, these ancient rivers continue to resonate. They remind us that every culture grapples with the same fundamental questions. What happens after death? How do we face our past actions? What does it mean to start anew? The 5 rivers of Hades stand as a testament to the sophistication of Greek mythology and its enduring relevance. They tell us that death isn't simply an end, but a complex journey through sorrow, justice, binding oaths, lamentation, and ultimately, the possibility of renewal. In their dark waters, we see reflected our own hopes, fears, and eternal questions about what lies beyond the veil of mortality.